Okay. All right, Mothman, what have you got to show me here? And well, let's see. Oh, you've got a little color wheel. Well, I need to do the introductions first. Okay. Hey there, Jester here, and with Mothman today. Well, what is it you wanted to show me about this? Oh, well, Mothman would like to try painting in the future, but as a Mothman, she's not really used to, bright colors and shading. She's a night creature, so usually everything's just very dark. So she needs to learn a little basic color theory. Okay, well, let's sit you down. There you go. So what we have here is the basic color wheel with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So, primary colors are red, yellow, and blue, and the secondary colors that are made of the primary colors are orange, green, and purple. If you mix red and yellow, you get orange. If you mix yellow and blue, you get green. And if you mix blue and red, you get purple. And those are your basic colors. Now, Sir Isaac Newton said that there was a seventh color, indigo. But Sir Isaac Newton was superstitious about numbers and thought that it had to be 7, when it's really only 6. It's very easy to see the complementary colors on this wheel. Red and green, yellow and purple, and blue and orange. Complementary colors are opposites, and it makes them stand out very strongly against each other. So if you want something with very high contrast, you can take your green and put it next to your red. That's why Christmas decorations are so strongly colored, because they're red and green. And why movies these days all seem to be nothing but orange and blue. Purple and yellow doesn't seem to be used quite as much. Now, mostly what we're going to be dealing with today is complementary colors, but just to add a little more confusion, I am going to show you tertiary colors. Move back a second. Okay. So if you get red and orange, you get this sort of blood orange color. Yellow and orange, you get this more sunshiny orange. Yellow and green, you get a bit of a spring green. Green and blue, you get teal. Blue and purple is where the indigo would go. It's really a tertiary color. And purple and red makes maroon. I hope that shows up on screen as well as it does in person. I don't know how well my color contrast on my cameras is, but I suppose we're going to find out now, aren't we? Select these up. We don't really need them. And I need to get these out of the way as well. Now, I just happen to have a sheet full of circles. so I can show Mothman. Come on, focus. Focus proper. Why does that look all fuzzy? Come on. Okay, brief technical difficulties. My camera does not want to autofocus. Come on. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, that seems to have fixed that. I don't know why my camera was refusing to focus, and usually it prefers to focus on the table rather than things closer up. Mothman, I'm going to move you a little out of the way so I don't get paint on you. And I'm going to take the cups off so I don't get paint on them. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to show you is the difference between using just black as the shadow and using the complementary color. First, I'm going to mix it up a little. I've got my piece of leftover foam board, a little squirt of red, squirt of green, and a little squirt of black. Stir sticks over here. I want the red ones in the middle, so there they are. So you don't want to use too much. You want to kind of work your way up to it. Don't just, take a big blob and mix it in. You want to mix it in slowly, because otherwise it'll end up real muddy real fast. So first, we're going to mix the black with the red. So we're going to take a little bit of black. We're going to mix it in to make a dark red. Okay. There. And then we're going to take a little bit of green and mix it to make kind of a muddy color, but it's going to end up sort of a brownish muddy color. Not exactly, but it does make a darker red. Now, take the paintbrush and I'm going to make shadows on these balls. I'll start with the black one. I'll turn it around for you in a second. It's just easier for me to paint this way. Clean my brush. Then I'm going to take my mixed green and red and make a shadow on the next ball. there, I have my two balls with their different shadows. And as you can see, the one where I mixed the red with the green has the more natural looking shadow, while the one where I just mixed red and black has a more unnatural looking shadow. Now obviously, this is not a hard and fast rule. You can always do different things. Hard black shadows are excellent for, when you're drawing comic books, to get that old-timey hard black look. Or if you're drawing something very, very reflective, like if my ball was made of metal, you want very hard shadows and then very bright highlights. But if you're going for a more natural look, this is, if this was an apple or a pom-pom, you want to mix the red and the green. Now, I think I'm just going to go through and show you the other ones. I'm going to get some orange. And some yellow. Already got the green, so we're going to go to blue. Put that near the orange. And the purple. And my purple is not, I never took the plastic off the top. Yep. There we go. I'm going to start with the green, since I've already got that partially done. So I've got this little blob of green. I'm going to add a little red. Yeah. Now I'm going to do the blue and orange. First, I'm going to take a little bit of orange and put it into the blue. The blue is quite overpowering. A little bit of blue, and I mix it into my orange. Different colors are more overpowering than others. Yellow tends to get lost very quickly, while blue and red are very strong colors that overpower everything else. Now let's do shading on my orange ball. Then some on my blue ball. Now the one I'm really curious about is what I mix yellow and purple. Since, well, I mean, I'm not really much of a painter myself. This is something a little new. I've painted off and on my whole life. I've just never been particularly good at it. So I'm learning a bit of this as I go too. I already knew about color mixing with my background as an artist, but I haven't really used it for painting. So I'm not real sure how this is going to turn out. So first, I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm going to mix it into my purple. It's probably going to take a lot of yellow. You'd think that yellow would lighten it, and that's not going to make a very good shadow. But it is doing something rather interesting here. And we'll see how that turns out when we're done. Okay, we're going to take a little purple, and we're going to mix it into our yellow. We don't need a lot of, because yellow is such a light color. Okay, so first I'm going to do the yellow one. And then I'm going to try the purple one and see how that looks. You know, that actually seems to work. You'd think that yellow would make it lighter, but instead it does make a shadow. Well, here we go. That's the red with the black mixed in. That shadow is red with green mixed in. This one is orange with a little blue mixed in. This shadow is yellow with a little purple mixed in. And then this green one is green with a little red. And the blue one is blue with a little orange. And the purple one is purple with a little yellow. That's quite interesting. What's that? Yeah, I had some extra circles just in case. I wanted to fill out the page, in case I goofed up. And I have the black one, especially for you, because things get a little different when you're trying to shade very dark colors. You can't actually shade them. You need to give them shape with highlights. I'm not going to get really into this right now. I'll have to do a different one about that, just as a quick thing. I'm going to first start with a gray before I go straight into white. Because of course, yes, this is the one where you can mix black and white, because black and white are opposite colors. They're complementary. So instead of putting a little crescent right here, I'm going to make a circle there. I'm going to mix in a little more white. Just a little more white. And basically just white, a little highlight. It's not fantastic, but it gets the point across. Instead of trying to make this darker, because you can't, it's black, you make the highlight point lighter. There. You understand now? Now, of course, this isn't everything you can ever know about painting or color mixing. This is just a very basic, how to make your shadows look a little more realistic. It worked very well on those dinosaurs I made for the doctor. But yeah. Now, you can go try to put what you've learned to the test and play with that.